If you're looking for the best case for your brand new Google Pixel Fold, I've got them all right here. And I'm going to be going through each and every one of these to let you know which ones are the worst and which ones I think are worth your time. And I guarantee you're going to find one that you absolutely love. And make sure you stick around till the end of the video because I will be giving you my personal recommendation based on a couple different categories. And as always, I will be putting links to each and every one of these cases in the video description. And if you want to show me that you care that I'm doing this for you, hit that like button. It only takes a second. And if you want to help support my channel, you can also donate using the thanks button or join one of my memberships. So grab your snacks, sit back and relax and enjoy the video. Alright, so first we're going to start off with the Pixel Fold case made by Google. Just because it's made by Google doesn't mean that it's a good case, but we're going to find out. Alright, so right off the bat, this does seem like a silicone type case. It does have a nice soft feel to it, and on the inside it's got like this nice soft microfiber material to help keep your phone from getting all scratched up, and it also has these stickers along the corners here to help keep your case on your phone. The other piece also does have a nice long sticker on the side as well, and it's got cutouts for your speakers and microphone on each side. Now I can pretty much tell you that this case is not made of all silicone, especially because of this top piece here. It's got this hard plastic on the top and the bottom, so I'm guessing that the case itself is covered by this soft silicone feel, and it's not actually made of all silicone. And from past experience, plastic covered in this soft silicone tends to wear off over time. It's not to say that it's going to happen, I'm just telling you from past experience, that's what I've seen. So we'll put these on our phone. You can kind of just clip these into place, just like that. And we'll put on the top here. So there, that's what it looks like on our phone. I haven't taken the stickers off yet because I want to see how the case reacts without even taking those stickers apart. So it looks really nice on the phone right now. Feels nice in the hand. It's not slippery, but it's not grippy either. It's just got that nice soft silicone feel. Buttons are easily accessible, still recognizes my fingerprints. As you can see, it does have a raised edge to protect your front screen. There's no protection for the spine, but on the back here, it does sit flush with your cameras. Now, if you're going to put your phone down on its back, it might touch the camera because it looks like it's pretty much flush. On the bottom here, it's got our cutout for the charging port, our speakers, and our microphones. One thing that kind of bugs me is you see how it's kind of bent on the phone. It doesn't kind of like stick down. That bothers me a little bit. So let's open up our phone. It's definitely a lot easier to open up the phone with this case on the phone itself. If we look at the side here, it doesn't look like it offers much protection for the edges and the inner screen of your phone. Not really a raised edge. And if we look at the side here, the case seems to already be coming off of the phone. And that's where that one side was looking like it was kind of like bent up. It's just kind of not sticking on the phone very well. Actually, you can see that the phone is actually sticking above the case. So that's definitely not a good sign. So because it wasn't sticking down in this one edge, I am going to take the stickers off and we'll see what it looks like then. All right, so we'll put that back on our phone. We'll press down into place, making sure the stickers are stuck down. All right, so let's take a look at this one more time. Now it does seem like that the edge here is sticking down a lot better. Yeah, it's still kind of just barely seems like it's bending just a little bit. That's why I like to try the cases without the stickers on there before, because if you don't need to take off the stickers, that's definitely a good sign that the case is holding onto the phone well enough without it. But in this case, you almost need to use that sticker, and even with the sticker, it might still be coming up. I don't know, it kind of looks bent to me. What do you guys think? It's like it's bent down a little bit. But it does feel good in the hand. I do like that soft feel to the silicone, and it's got the cutouts for your buttons on the side here as well. Looks really nice. Feels good in the hand, and again, it makes it much easier to open up the phone with this case on there. Now, because this one side kind of just seems a little weird, I don't know that I would probably recommend this case. The top part does seem to be working just fine without that sticker on it. You can see I was opening and closing the case and it's not moving around at all. So whether or not you choose to use the sticker, seems to be up to you. It seems just fine without it. I also don't like the fact that the case sits pretty much flush with the rear camera, because when you put your phone down, I wouldn't want anything to crack or scratch the rear camera. I would also have liked to see just a little raised edge on the inside. It's pretty much just flush with the phone itself. If you were to put your phone face down, open like this with this case on here, it would probably touch the screen and not the case itself. And let's see if this works with wireless charging. No issues there, works perfectly fine. And another reason I don't really like this case is the fact that this portion here, the back portion, comes off the phone rather easily. You can just push it with your finger, and the bottom portion comes off just as easy as well. And there's no sticker to hold that in place. So now, because the case doesn't seem to hold onto the phone very well, there's really not a raised edge to protect your camera. This little piece here seems to be not flush down with my phone, and because I would really like to see a little raised edge for your inner screen, I would definitely tell you guys to stay away from this case, and I'm going to give it a thumbs down. And then here we have the Pitaka MagEZ Case 3. This is a great minimalist case. So they have a really nice presentation with this magnetic box. Got these doors that open up on each side. Here is the case itself. I love the fact that they're starting to make these two-tone designs. They absolutely look amazing. Here we have a little thank you card and the other side for our case. Now, just like most of the other cases, these do have a sticker along the edge here to help keep the case in place. And it's also MagSafe compatible, so you can use pretty much any of the iPhone MagSafe accessories with this. As you can see, it is super slim and is like feather light. You really don't even notice that the case is there. It's got this really cool aramid fiber, which is really nice and smooth, and I absolutely love that pattern. It is so cool. It easily just pops onto your phone just like that. Put the front of the case on too. And there we go. You almost can't even tell that the phone has a case on it. It's that thin. Feels really nice in the hand. It's not slippery, but it's got a nice smooth feel to it. If we look at the front, as you can see, it does have a slight raised edge to help protect the front of your phone. On the bottom, we have all of our cutouts, as well as on the top. On the side, we have our cutouts for our volume rocker and our power button. On the back, it's got that really cool feel with the nice design, and it also has a raised edge to help protect your cameras as well. And then look at how thin that case is. It's pretty much just as thick as the phone itself. So let's open it up. Very nice. It does have a ever so slight raised edge, as you can see right here. So it will help protect your screen if you happen to put your phone face down. The case itself does look like it's staying in place, which is nice. Close it up. Perfect. No movement at all. So let's see if it works with wireless charging. No problems there. And like I said before, it also works with iPhone MagSafe accessories like this power bank here. Clip that onto the back, push the power button, and it starts to charge your phone. I love the fact that they're starting to make Android cases that are compatible with the MagSafe accessories. Pitaka not only sells cases for your phone, but they also do sell the accessories such as car chargers and desk chargers as well. I would definitely recommend checking out their website to see everything that they have to offer. But this is definitely one of my top favorite minimalist cases. What do you guys think? Will you be picking one of these up? Let me know in the comments below. I love the fact that it's super slim and it also offers protection for your phone. And the fact that it's got that MagSafe magnet built in as well. You guys have to feel this aramid fiber for yourself. If you've never felt it, you're definitely going to fall in love with it as soon as you put it on your phone. Again, if you want a super strong case that's going to keep your phone nice and slim and give you some really good protection, I would highly recommend this case and I'm going to give it a thumbs up. Here's the Spigen ThinFit. All right, here is the case itself. It does come with some extra stickers and an instruction guide. This case is made of all plastic and it doesn't have any soft inner lining to help keep your phone from getting all scratched up by maybe some sand or something that might get into your pocket. But the outer portion of the case does feel like it's coated in some sort of soft type material. All right, so let's put this on our phone. Kind of just pops into place just like that. So there it is on the phone. Feels nice in the hand, does not feel slippery, but it still does have that soft touch feel to it. Got your button cutouts on the side here. On the bottoms, we have our cutout for our charging port, our speaker, and our microphones. On the top, same thing. We do not have any coverage for the spine of the phone. On the back here, it does look like it has a slight raised edge to help protect your camera, which is always welcome. And if we look at the front here, as you can see, there is a nice raised edge all the way around your screen to help protect it in case you put your phone face down. So now let's open it up. Very easy to open up, which is nice. Now if we look at the inner portion of the screen, as you can see, there is no raised edge to help protect your inner screen. You may or may not like that, but it does feel good in the hand even when it's open. Closes very nice, and the case does not seem to be moving around, which is always good. Now let's see if this works with wireless charging. No problems there either. So now let's see how easily the case comes off the phone. The back portion does take some force to start to pop off, which is nice. And the front portion comes off a little bit, but it does require force again. And there is also a sticker that runs all the way across here that will help keep it in place. But I'm not using the sticker and everything seems to be working just fine. The case does not seem to be moving at all, which is awesome. So you can either use the sticker or not. It's up to you, but it seems to be working just fine without it. So not bad at all. If you want to offer your phone some protection while keeping it nice and slim, I would definitely recommend the Spigen ThinFit, and I'm going to give it a thumbs up. All right, and then here we have the Spigen Ultra Hybrid. All right, this case also comes with some extra stickers and your instruction guide. Now, right off the bat, from looking at this case, it does look like it's warped. If you look at the top here, look at how that curve kind of comes out. It doesn't look like it was properly molded, whereas if we look at the bottom, it's nice and curled in. So I don't have high hopes for this case already. This case is also made of a hard plastic. There is absolutely no rubber. So let's put this on our phone. All right, so there it is on the phone itself. It does feel nice in the hand. It's not slippery and it's not grippy. Now again, if we look at that top, you can now see how malformed that one portion on the top of the case is. Now if we look at the front of this case, as you can see again, it does have a nice raised edge to protect your screen. There is no edge protection. We also have our cutouts on the top of the phone and on the bottom. And we also have our cutouts for our volume rocker and power button. So if we look at the back here, it does show off the color of your phone because it's nice and clear. And it does seem to have a slight raised edge around your camera to help with protection. Now, as far as fingerprints goes, I can't really tell any because my phone is more of a cream color. It does seem to pick up some fingerprints, but it doesn't seem to be too bad. So let's open up the case. There we go. And again, as you can see on the top there, that plastic piece is not formed correctly. I seem to have gotten a bad batch maybe. Hopefully they're not all like that, but it's definitely not good. And just like the ThinFit, there is no raised edge for the inner portion of your screen either. So let's see how easy it comes off of our phone. Not super easy, but it can be pushed off. Let's test out the other side. Yeah, that seems to be a little better. It might be because of that deformed piece here, but it does seem to hold onto your phone pretty good, and I'm not using any stickers either. Doesn't seem to move around. Now, like I said before, hopefully the case that you get is not deformed like the one that I got. This does seem to be a pretty nice clear case. Let's see if it works with wireless charging. No problems there. So if you want to protect your phone while showing off the color, I would definitely recommend this, and I'm going to give this case a thumbs up. All right, and then here we have the Spigen Slim Armor Pro. This case does come with some extra stickers as well as a guide, and if you want the most protection that Spigen offers for the Google Pixel Fold, this is definitely one of the cases you're going to want to take a look at because it also covers the spine. So it does have a nice soft feel to it. It is a rigid case, but it also has rubber edges as well as some foam on the inner portion of the case to help protect your phone as well. And there you go. So your phone is protected all the way around except for your screen, but you can still use a tempered glass screen protector for that. If we look at the side here, as you can see, it's got a nice raised edge to help protect your screen. It's also got that nice spine protection. It's got a little texture on it, feels really good. On the back here, again, it's got that nice soft feel to it, and it also has a raised edge to help protect your cameras. We have our cutouts for our power and volume rockers. On the bottom, we do have our cutouts for our speaker, charging port, and microphones. It does add a little extra bulk to the phone, but again, you're adding protection for pretty much all the way around the phone. It does feel nice in the hand, and the texture on the spine feels nice as well. It's not slippery, it's got a little bit of grip to it, and the buttons easily accessible, and the fingerprint sensor works perfectly fine. So now let's open up the phone. Opens up really nice. And even with this case, there still isn't any raised edge to help protect your inner screen. But it does look like it offers some pretty good edge protection if you happen to drop your phone. Another really nice thing about the spine protection is it kind of gives it like a little backing that raises the phone up just ever so slightly to be more angled towards your face, which is nice. And it helps keep it from like sliding around as well. Now let's see if this works with wireless charging because it is a little thicker. And there's no problems there. So not bad at all. I really do like this case, and it does seem to protect your phone pretty well. So now let's see how easily the case comes off the phone. Not easily at all. Let's check out the front. The front portion seems to be on there pretty good. And there's also, again, that sticker you can use to help keep it in place. But it seems to be working just fine without the use of the stickers. So I'm definitely liking this case, and if you want the best protection that Spigen offers, I would definitely recommend this case, and I'm going to give it a thumbs up. Then here we have the Escudo case by Whitestone Dome. So this case feels pretty nice already. It does have a matte feel to it, and it also has a nice built-in screen protector as well. And it's not flimsy either. It feels pretty substantial. Now the inside of this case does have a really nice feel to it. It's got kind of like this textured material. And it also has a hinge to protect your spine. Clips right onto your phone. Very nice. Seems to be pretty sturdy. Now before we install the front part of the case, just make sure you wipe off your screen really well and there's nothing left underneath. So once your screen is clean, we're going to peel off the backing on the screen protector. You can also use the sticker that's alongside here, and we'll just place this over our phone. Then you can peel off the top protector. That looks really sharp. Feels nice in the hand. It's not slippery, but it's got that nice smooth rubbery feel to it. On the side here, we have our volume buttons covered, but we do have a cutout for our fingerprint sensor. Fingerprint sensor is easily accessible. Volume buttons, nice and clicky. Perfect. Very nice. If we look at the side here, as you can see, there is a nice raised edge around the front of your screen. And again, we have that screen protector on here. Seems to be working just fine. There's absolutely no problems with touch whatsoever. So now your phone is protected 360 degrees and it looks crystal clear. Absolutely love the fact that they included this really nice, not flimsy screen protector, because now you don't have to worry about buying one anywhere else. If we look at the bottom here, we have all our cutouts as well as on the top. It also has a nice cover to protect the spine on your phone. Nice and smooth. On the back here, it's got a nice cool texture. It also does have a raised edge to protect your camera as well, and it has a little kickstand that is made of metal. The metal kickstand is also not flimsy, and it pretty much stays in any position you're going to be putting it in. Let's open up the phone. Very nice as well. It does seem to be flush with the inner screen of the phone. And because the little spine protector sticks out a little bit, kind of gives you like a little stand so you can angle up the phone more towards your face. Feels nice in the hand. You can open and close the case, and the case does not move on the phone. It does have some nice edge protection in case you happen to drop your phone as well. Now it does add some bulk to your phone, but this is absolutely, I think, the best protection you're going to get for your phone. You have spine protection, you have a nice thick screen protector that works perfectly fine with touch, your back's protected, pretty much everywhere is protected on this phone. I think this is going to be one of my favorite cases for the best protection possible. And then if we take out the kickstand here, you also have that option to have the phone even more angled towards your face as well. And the spine also allows the phone to kind of stand upright as well. And if we look at the front of the phone again, you can see that these edges are reinforced because they bulge out just a little bit. Now, as far as fingerprints goes, the front screen does seem to collect some fingerprints, but you can just easily wipe those away. And then let's see if this works with wireless charging. Yes, it does. So this is definitely going to be my favorite case for the best protection possible, giving you full 360-degree protection. I really like this case. I would definitely recommend it, and I'm going to give it a thumbs up. So here is the Terra Guard Modern case. Comes with instructions, and here is our case. All right, so here is the case itself. It is made of a hard plastic, and it also does have a little hinge to protect the spine of the phone. The inside of the case is also plastic, and we have some stickers along the edge of the front of the case. So you just pop on the back piece, and then we can put on the front just like that. Feels nice in the hand. It's not slippery and it's not slick either. You can easily access the power button here. The volume button is covered by the case, but the buttons are clicky. Now if we look at the front of the case, you can see there is a nice raised edge all the way around the front of the phone. There is the cover for our spine right there. On the bottom, we have our cutout for all our ports. On the top, same thing for our speaker and our mic. And on the back of the case, as you can see, it does have a nice recession for your cameras, so you don't have to worry about them touching if you put the phone on its back. We also have a VRS Design insignia right here. Now the outer portions of the case are a hard plastic, but when you open up the phone, it does have a nice rubber edge all the way around the screen. So far, just like with all the other cases, I do not see a raised edge for the inner screen. Everything is pretty much just flush. I'm also not using the stickers, and the case seems to be staying in place just fine. Very easy to open up the phone as well, and that hinge also kind of acts as like a little stand, and it kind of angles the screen up more towards your face, which is nice. Buttons are nice and clicky, easily accessible, and you can still access that fingerprint sensor from the side of the phone. And let's see if this still works with wireless charging. Yes, it does. Now let's see how easily the case comes off the phone. Not coming off at all. And neither is that front part. So the case definitely stays on the phone really well. So not a bad case at all. And at almost half the price of the Spigen, it definitely is a nice option, especially because it gives your phone almost 360-degree protection. So I would definitely recommend this case, and I'm going to give it a thumbs up. And here we have the SimpliFit case. Again, it comes with some instructions, and this case is totally clear. It is made of a hard plastic. There is no rubber on here, and it still has the spine protector as well. Snaps onto your phone very easily. Feels nice in the hand. It does have a little bit of a grip to it. On the sides here, it does have a full cutout for your volume and power button. If we look at the bottom, we have our cutouts for our speaker and microphone and charging port. On the top, speaker, microphone. If we look at the side here, as you can see, there's still that nice raised edge along the front of the phone. On the back, it does have a nice little raised edge around the camera as well. Shows off the color of your phone, pretty nice. As far as fingerprints goes, doesn't look like it collects fingerprints too bad, so that's definitely a plus. Let's open it up. Opens up really nicely. Again, there is no raised edge around the inner portion of the phone. Opens and closes really nice. I don't see the case moving at all, which is also a plus. I like this clear hinge so you can see the spine of your phone. Let's see if it works with wireless charging. And yes, it does. It does add a little bulk to your phone, but again, it does add almost 360 degrees protection to your phone. Now let's see how easily it comes off your phone. Not easily at all for the back. And then for the front, it looks like it doesn't come off easy as well. So that's definitely a good sign. So this is definitely another nice option, especially if you want to show off the color of your phone while still keeping it protected. I would definitely recommend this, and I'm going to give it a thumbs up. And we also have that SimpliFit in a matte black clear, which is awesome. Feels really nice and smooth. Gives all the same great protection, but it's in a matte black. So if you don't want that clear and you like the black, this is definitely the way to go. I really like this case. It's not slippery, but it's not grippy. It's got that nice soft silicone feel to it, and it looks awesome. And then here we have the ModernGO case. This one looks quite interesting. It is surrounded by a nice hard plastic, but it does have a rubbery type material surrounding the outer edge, and it also has a card holder inside. Very cool. Just like the other cases, it just pops onto your phone. And there you go. I really like the white and the gray contrast. It's pretty nice. Feels nice in the hand. It's not slippery, but it's not grippy either. It does have the covered volume buttons and the cutout for the power button, so you can still use that fingerprint sensor. Feels nice in the hand. If we look at the front part of the screen, you can see there is a nice raised edge all the way around the front to protect your screen. We also have that spine protection on the side. We have our cutouts on the bottom and on the top. On the back again, we have that card holder, and there's a nice little recession to protect your camera lenses as well. And you can hold about 4 flat cards in the back card holder here, which is definitely a good amount. It'll allow you to probably keep your wallet at home and just carry around your phone with all your cards in here. So now let's see if it works with wireless charging with those 4 cards in here. And it does. Now, as long as the cards in the back of the phone are not metal, you should be able to wirelessly charge through them. All right, let's open up the case. Very nice. Again, this case looks to be pretty flush with the inner screen, so there's not going to be a lot of protection if you put your phone face down like this. But that's pretty much with every case I've tested so far. The case also seems to be staying in place without the use of any stickers, which is nice. So I'm definitely liking this case. I like the fact that it has the 2-tone contrasting colors. You can put 4 cards in here, and it offers you some really good protection. So I definitely recommend this case, and I'm going to give it a thumbs up. So here is the Poetic Guardian. So this case does come with a built-in screen protector that is plastic, and the case itself is made of all plastic as well, and it's got a clear backing. Just snaps on your phone very easily. You can peel off the front. And before we install the front case, just make sure you peel off these screen protectors. It also has a sticker along the edge here. Then you just press this over the top of your phone, and then just press down along the edge that's closest to the phone spine. Very cool look to it. I like the 2-tone pink and gray. Feels good in the hand. It's not slippery, but it feels nice and smooth. Again, it's got that built-in screen protector, which seems to work just fine. No issues there. and it looks pretty clear. There are these like little micro dots all over the screen, and that's to keep down the rainbow effect. It doesn't bother me though. It's got a couple cutouts for the speaker on the top, and if we look at the side, as you can see, it does have a nice raised edge all the way around the front of the screen. On the bottom we have our cutouts, as well as the top. On the spine here, we do have a cover that protects the spine of the phone, and another added bonus, it's got a built-in kickstand, which is really cool. There's also one more protective sticker I forgot to take off from the back here, but as you can see, it does show the phone's color right through the back, which is nice. It also has a nice raised edge to protect your cameras as well. As you can see here, it does have a button that covers the volume rocker, and we do have a cutout for the power button. As far as fingerprints goes, the front screen protector does pick up a little fingerprints, but I'm sure you could just wipe those away. Yep, very easily. And if we open up the phone, opens up really nice. Case seems to stay in place. It may have a ever so slight raised edge around the inner portion of the phone. It's not very significant though. And if we go back to the spine and we take out our kickstand, which is held in place magnetically, you can angle the phone towards you, which is pretty nice. You can also fold it up just a little bit. That's pretty cool. Volume buttons are easily accessible and they are clicky. Very nice. This is a very cool case. I also really like this kickstand here. It actually seems like it's metal as well, whereas the rest of the case is plastic. And again, like I said, it's held in place with that magnet. Very nice. It also does add a little bit of extra bulk to the phone, but again, you're getting almost 360-degree protection. And let's see if this case works with wireless charging. And it does. So if you want good protection with a kickstand, I would definitely recommend taking a look at this case, and I'm going to give it a thumbs up. All right, and then here we have the Poetic Spartan case. Again, this case also has a built-in screen protector, and it has a kickstand on the back. And the inner portion of this case also has some nice soft material in it as well. These cases are also military grade drop tested, so if you drop it, your phone is going to be protected. Now, just like the other case, you want to peel off these protectors before you install the front portion. And then these just pop onto your case just like that. Feels nice in the hand. Now, unlike the other case, this one does have plastic and kind of a hard rubbery material all the way around the phone. Again, feels nice in the hand. It's not grippy, but it's got this smooth feel to it. The power button on the side here is cut out, so you can still use the fingerprint sensor, but the volume rockers are covered by a little button, and it's got this nice little texture on the side. If we look at it from the side, as you can see, this still has a nice raised edge around the screen, and it's got that built-in screen protector that works without any issues as well. We also have that nice texture on the spine cover as well. We have our cutouts on the bottom and on the top. On the back here, it's got a nice hard plastic with these like textured inlays, and again, we have that built-in kickstand as well. So you can put your phone kind of in portrait mode or in landscape to watch some videos, and then it kind of just stows back into place. It also has a nice little recession for the camera as well. And if we open it up, case seems to stay in place, very nice. And there is maybe an ever so slightly raised edge all the way around the case to kind of give some sort of protection to the inner screen if you happen to put it face down. So let's open up that kickstand again. And you can have it laying down, kind of angled towards you, and you can kind of bend it in a little bit as well. Kind of like a little laptop. Very cool design. Feels, again, very nice in the hand. I like the kind of rubbery material on the sides. Now, it does add a little extra bulk to the phone, but again, you're getting that kickstand and 360-degree protection, so I think it's worth it. This is a really nice case. I would definitely recommend it, and I'm going to give it the thumbs up. And here we have the Otterbox ThinFlex. This case is made of a hard plastic, and it kind of has like a rubbery type material on the outer portion of the case itself. There's just a hard plastic on the inside as well, nothing soft. And it does also have stickers all the way around the front piece of the case and most of the back portion as well. It easily snaps on your phone. So now as I was putting this case on, it did go on rather easily, which leads me to believe that you're going to need to use these stickers to help hold this in place. Feels good in the hand. The volume button is covered, but the power button is cut out, so you could use the fingerprint sensor. If we look at the side here, as you can see, there is a raised edge all the way around the front screen of the phone. Your spine is unprotected. We also have our cutouts on the bottom of the phone as well as the top. On the back here, it's got that hard plastic kind of textury material surrounded by that soft rubber. And it looks to have a slight raised edge around the camera as well. Now it does add some bulk to the phone, but you're getting some pretty decent protection. As far as the buttons goes, this volume button does not click at all. It just feels like I'm pushing down on a piece of plastic that's not moving, but as you can see, it does move the slider. I don't really care for that. Now let's open it up. So it looks like there might be an ever so slight raised edge around the screen. Not significant enough to probably help with protection. Feels pretty good in the hand. The case does not seem to be moving at all, which is nice, and I'm not using the stickers yet either. Let's see if this works with wireless charging. Yep, no problems there. Now let's see how easily the case comes off. Comes off pretty easily. I'm really not using hardly any force at all. And this piece, this is bad. Barely touch it and it comes off. So you're definitely going to have to use these stickers that come with the case. So I peeled off the stickers that are along the bottoms here. Now let's see how easily the case comes off. It does seem to be much harder to take the case off. So as long as you use these stickers, you shouldn't have any problems. But if you take your case on and off your phone a lot, these stickers will probably wear out and you're going to have some problems. This is an okay case because the volume rockers don't press in at all. That is definitely a deal breaker for me. But mainly I would tell you to stay away from this case because the volume rocker doesn't seem to move at all. So again, I'm going to tell you to stay away from this case and I'm going to give it a thumbs down. So now we're going to move on to the ThinFit with the clear backing. So this case is pretty much just like the first one, but it has a clear back on it. The case easily clips into place. It feels nice in the hand. It's not slippery, but it's not grippy either. The spine is also exposed. If we look at the side here, it's got the same raised edge on the front, cutouts on the bottom and on the top. On the back, it does show off the color of your phone pretty nicely. And it still has that slight raised edge around your camera. Again, it does add some bulk to your phone, but it's offering some good protection. Let's see if the volume rocker is the same as the other one. Yep. Yeah, the volume rocker, it feels like you're pressing in on a piece of plastic that's not moving. That's definitely a deal breaker for me. So let's open up the case. As you can see, there's maybe a slight raised edge around the inner portion of the screen. I don't think, again, it's significant enough to protect the screen at all. Seems to stay in place. See if it works with wireless charging. And it does. Now again, I would tell you to stay away from this case purely because of the volume rocker. Like when you're pressing on it, it's not clicky at all. It just feels like you're pressing in on a piece of plastic. It's not satisfying or clicky at all. So just based off of that, I would definitely tell you to stay away from this case, and I'm going to give it a thumbs down. All right, and then here we have the Latercase by Unbox Therapy. So it does have a pretty nice presentation. It's got a little magnetic closing box here. So this case is made of 100% Kevlar, whereas the Pitaka case is made of an aramid fiber. This case is super light and it's super thin. It is a little bendy. As you can see, it will cover the back of the camera. We have our front here, which is equally as thin. I mean, look at how thin that is. It's like feather light. Now I don't think that this has any MagSafe, which it does not, which the Pitaka case does have, which would have been a nice feature. The Pitaka case is actually, it seems like a little firmer, and again, like I said, it does incorporate that MagSafe technology, whereas this case does not. So let's put it on our phone. Clips into place. There is a strip of adhesive on the side to help keep this in place. First impressions, feels really nice in the hand. Again, it is super thin. I mean, it really doesn't add any extra bulk to the phone, which is nice. Looks good on the phone. We have our cutouts on the side here for our volume and power buttons. If we look on the side here, there is just a very slight raised edge to protect your screen. There is no hinge protection. We have our cutouts on the bottom and on the top. On the back here, it's got a nice kind of smooth type texture to it. As you can see, it also does cover the majority of the camera. Feels good in the hand. I like the fact that it's super thin. Let's open it up. Opens up really nice. There is a ever so slightly raised edge on the side here. I don't know if it's going to offer much protection for the screen, but it's something to note. Close it up. Seems like the case is staying in place even without using that strip of adhesive. Not too bad. Now the only thing is if you're going to use a tempered glass screen protector, it's probably going to fill up this whole case here, and it's probably going to end up actually being flush with the case. Let's see how easy it is to take the case off. Needs a little bit of force there. And it clips on there pretty good. Not too bad. Again, I don't think that the case is just going to fall off while you're using it. So this case does seem to fit the phone pretty well. It does keep the phone super slim. Feels really nice in the hand. And I do like the fact that pretty much everything on the phone is covered, of course, except for that hinge. But I do like the inclusion of the back here where it does totally cover your camera. The only thing I'd like to see again is that inclusion of the MagSafe for the price that they're asking for this case. Let's see if it works with wireless charging. And it does. This is definitely one of the best minimalist cases that I've seen besides the Pitaka case. The thing I do like about this case is the fact that the rear here does pretty much cover all of the rear camera to give you the best protection. It's not just a ring around the camera, but it does feel really nice in the hand, nice and thin. This case through and through is covered in the Kevlar material. There is no kind of soft material on the inside. It's just all that soft touch Kevlar. That's how they keep it so thin. So if you're looking for a thin minimalist case that keeps your phone protected and is pretty strong, I would definitely recommend this case, and I'm going to give it a thumbs up. Here we have Caseology's Parallax case. So this case does come with quite a few extra stickers, but the concerning thing is the way that the case looks. I don't think it's supposed to look like this. It looks like it's dirty, like something got spilled all over it. It's got some texture to it, but again, like I said, it looks like something was spilled all over this case. So this is a kind of a hard plasticky type material. There's nothing on the inside for protecting your phone, and everything's just kind of like a hard plastic. Except for the back on this case, it's kind of got like a smooth rubbery type feel to it and some texture down at the bottom. So it just clips onto the back of your phone. Put on the front, and there we go. So it feels nice in the hand. It's not slippery, got a little bit of texture to it. If we look at the side, you can see that it does have a raised edge on the front of your phone. The spine is not protected. We have our cutouts on the bottom and on the top. It also does have like this texture all the way around the case, and it is like a hard rubbery material. It's got the cutouts for your volume and power button. On the back, again, it's got this diamond-like texture, but as you can see, it looks like there was stuff spilled all over the case. That's definitely not good. And it looks like it has a slight raised edge to help protect your camera lenses. Let's open it up. Opens up easy. The case seems to stay in place. And it looks like the case is pretty much flush with the screen on the inner portion of the phone. Yeah, I definitely don't think it's supposed to be looking like that, because even along the edges here you can see that there's some sort of substance, which is not normal for a case. Close it up. It does add a little bit of bulk to the phone as well. We'll see if it works with wireless charging. And it does. So this does seem to be a pretty simple case, no frills. It does seem to offer some protection for your phone. I don't like the fact that this is on there. I can't recommend it because I got the case like this. It just does seem to be kind of, I don't know, like cheap and flimsy. It's definitely not the worst case, but there are definitely better cases. So I would probably tell you to skip this case, and I'm going to give it a thumbs down. Here we have a case by Tudia. This is the MergeGrip. Now this case is a two-piece design. It does have like a soft kind of silicone feel to it. And as you can see, this rubber here kind of separates from that outer piece, and that's the inner and outer portion to complete the two-piece design. On the inner portion, it's got kind of like a smooth, hard rubber feel to it. The other portion just seems to be one piece, but it does still have that soft silicone type feel to it. It very easily clips right onto your phone. Feels nice in the hand. It's not slippery, but it does have that soft feel to it. If we look at the side, as you can see, it does have a raised edge to protect your screen. There is no spine protection. On the side here, we do have a cutout for our power button, and the volume rockers are covered by the rubber. On the bottom, we have our cutouts for our charging port, speaker, and mics. Same for the top. On the back here, it does have kind of like a textury type feel to it with that soft touch rubber. It also does seem to have a slight raised edge around the camera as well for protection. As far as the buttons goes, the power button is easily pressable. The volume rockers are clicky. They do move up and down. They're not as satisfying as some of the other buttons, but they do work. Let's open up our phone. If we look at the edge here, there doesn't seem to really be any edge protection for your inner screen, but the case does seem to stay in place when you open and close the phone. Does it work with wireless charging? No problems there. So now let's see how well the case holds onto your phone, because when I was putting this case on, it kind of just clipped into place very easily, which tells me it doesn't hold very well. But let's see, because there are no stickers that hold this case in place. So it is very easily removable from your phone. Now I really don't think that this case would just fall off while you're using your phone, but it's just something I wanted to bring up. I'm not too crazy about the way that these buttons feel on the side. They do work, but again, like I said, they're just not as satisfying as some of the other cases. The case does seem to stay in place when you open and fold the phone itself. So this case is definitely not horrible. It feels really nice. I don't really care for the way that these volume buttons feel. They feel kind of hard and hard to press. The case does seem to stay on the phone. So would I recommend this case? It's not a bad case. It's definitely not bad enough to where I wouldn't recommend it, but I will tell you that there are better cases that do exactly the same thing. I'm kind of neutral on this case. Let's put it that way. So this case does have a two-piece design on the back of the case, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Here we have the inner portion, which is kind of like a soft TPU type material, and the outer portion is a hard plastic. I personally don't like the fact that these two pieces come out this easy, but it may not matter to you because once you have your phone in here, everything should stay in place. Then here we have a case by NINKI. So this case looks pretty interesting. It's got a nice leather strap on the back to hold on to the case. It also has a solid screen protector that's built in. It's got a metal kickstand. It also covers your spine, and it's held in place with magnets. That's pretty cool. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to clean off your phone screen. Then we can put on the top portion of the case. Once your phone is cleaned off, we can peel off the inner sticker and then just put this over the top of your phone. Then we'll put the rest of the phone inside the case. And there we go. Very nice. Not bad at all. Feels really nice in the hand. It's got that nice soft rubber feel to it. It's not slippery. If we look at the side, the only downside is that it only has a very slight raised edge to protect your screen. But again, we have that solid built-in screen protector, so you really don't have to worry about that. On the side, it does have that metal kickstand that comes out like this, nice and thick. On the bottom, we have our cutouts for our charging port, mic, and speaker. On the top, we have the same. On the side, we have our cutout for our volume and power buttons. And on the back, it's got this nice leather strap that you can put your hand in, so you don't have to worry about dropping your phone. And it also has a camera cover that covers almost all of your camera except for the lenses. So that'll be nice and protected as well. That is a very nice case. Let's go ahead and open it up. Looks pretty nice. There seems to be an ever so slightly raised edge, but it's not going to really offer too much protection for the inner screen. And because we have that spine on here, it kind of acts as like a little stand to raise your phone more towards your face. But again, we also have that kickstand as well. So you can pop that out and then you can raise the phone up even more so it'd be facing right towards your face. Let's see what happens when we fold. Everything seems to stay in place. Open and close it a couple times. Not bad at all. I'm really liking this case. That is awesome. Now when I tell you that this screen protector is solid, is not a flimsy plastic. It's pretty substantial and it's very rigid, so it definitely will protect your screen. Now the question is, will you be able to wirelessly charge through this case? Let's check it out. And it works. Not a bad case at all. It gives you 360-degree protection, offers you a nice little strap on the back, protects the spine, and has a built-in kickstand. You really can't go wrong. So I'm definitely going to recommend this case, and I'm going to give it a thumbs up. And then here we have another case by NINKI. So here is the case. On the inside, it does have like this soft kind of felt material. It also has a full camera cover. Pretty cool. It also has a little ring that you can put your finger through to hold your phone as well so you don't drop it. And this piece clips on there just like that. Alright, so there is the case on the phone. Feels nice in the hand. It is nice and smooth. It's not slippery and it's not grippy. If we look at the side, you can see that it has a nice raised edge all the way around the front of the phone. It's got a nice texture along the side here for some grip. It also covers your spine. On the bottom, it has our cutouts as well as the top. This one, interesting enough, has a cutout for the 5G antenna as well. On the side, we have our cutouts for the power button and volume rockers. On the back, here we have that little ring that I showed you before. And we also have our camera cover. You can slide up just like that to totally cover the camera to protect it. And it's got these cool little carbon fiber inlays on the side. The camera cover also seems to stay in place pretty well. It doesn't just flop around either. And then like I said before, you have that ring here that you can put your finger through to hold your phone. And it also doubles as a little kickstand, which is cool. So let's open it up. Well, that wasn't too good. Let's try that again. Well, that's the second time that happened. So not looking too good so far. So it looks like for some reason when they made this case, they didn't make it maybe big enough to fit over the edge of the phone, because as you can see, it's barely holding on right there. So when you try to open it, it just kind of like falls off. So I put the case back on here and I opened up the phone, and I noticed that when you open up the phone, this little spine here kind of tries to push the case out. And as you can see, there's now a gap on the side of the phone with the case. And there's absolutely nothing holding this case on here either. There's no supplied stickers or anything. So that's just something that I guess they failed to do maybe. I'm not sure. But just like all the other cases, this is pretty much flush with the phone itself. And like I said before, you have your little kickstand here that you can kind of angle the phone up towards you, as well as kind of put your finger through it to hold your phone like a tablet. So now let's see if it works with wireless charging. I'm going to say no because we do have that metal ring here. Let's find out. So it does look like it starts to charge and then it fails. As you can see, my wireless charger is blinking, and that's probably because there is a piece of metal in its way. So this case will not work with wireless charging. Now that is pretty unfortunate that the case is like this because it's really not a bad case, but because you saw this front piece pop off 2 times, there's no way I can recommend this case. It's got a flaw, and I'm not going to tell you guys to buy it because it's not made properly. You saw what happened. The front case popped off twice, and when you try to open up the phone, even then, this little hinge kind of pushes out the front of the case as well. So I'm definitely not going to recommend this. I'm going to say stay away from this case, and I'm going to give it a thumbs down. Then here we have a clear case by MIIMALL. This case right here is pretty much no frills. It's just a simple plastic type case, and it's pretty thin. So let's check it out. We'll put it on the back of the phone. Front clipped into place too, pretty well. Feels pretty nice in the hand. It's not slippery and it's not grippy. Shows off the color of your phone, pretty nice. And like I said before, it is pretty thin, which is nice. If we look at the front here, it does have a slight raised edge on the front of your phone. There's no spine protection. We have our cutouts on the bottom and on the top. On the side here, we have our cutouts for our volume and power buttons. And on the back, again, it shows off the color of your phone, totally crystal clear. And it looks like a slight raised edge for camera protection. As far as fingerprints goes, it doesn't seem to pick up fingerprints, which is nice. Let's open it up. Seems to stay in place. Seems like there's an ever so slight, maybe raised edge for the inner screen, but not enough for any kind of protection. Seems to stay in place. When I close it, we'll open it back up. Stays in place. Let's see how easily it comes off the phone. Not too bad. It seems to clip on there. Let's see the other side. Yeah, it's got a little clip on there. So I'm going to say it's not going to fall off when you're using the phone. There's also no stickers to help keep this in place either. So whatever it's going to do, it's going to do. But it seems to be staying on the phone pretty good. Let's see if it works with wireless charging. And no issues there. So it does offer some protection, keeps the phone fairly slim, and it shows off the color of your phone as well. So not too bad. If you want a cheap, inexpensive, clear case, I could recommend this, and I would give it a thumbs up. Then here we have a 360-degree protective case by MIIMALL again. So this one comes in 3 pieces. It looks to have a hinge cover that has a built-in stylus. It's got the back cover that is just made of all plastic. It does have a kickstand and it covers your cameras. And then the front piece that has a very solid protector built in. And they all look to not have any stickers either. So before we install this case, you want to clean off the front of your phone very well. Then we're going to peel off the front protector. And then peel off the inner protector. And then put that on the top of your phone. Then we'll put on the back piece, just clips into place. And now we can put in the little guard. Make sure that you put the little nubs here along the holes of the case. So it goes like this. So as you can see, the little piece here does open up. It seems very flimsy, like it just kind of opens up without any hinge. So that's not necessarily a good thing already. We have our stylus here, which you can kind of just push out like this. The stylus does seem to work without any issues. The only thing I'm concerned about is this hinge just kind of flops open. It seems very cheap. So if we look at the side here, as you can see, there is a slight raised edge all the way around the front of the case. We also have our cutouts on the bottom and on the top. On the side, we have our cutouts for our volume and power buttons. On the back, it's just a cheap plastic case. Like I said, it does have a kickstand which kind of springs open, which is pretty cool. That's nice. It also does cover your cameras as well, so we got some good protection there. Let's open it up. So it looks like the case is pretty much flush with the inner screen, so there's no protection there. We do have this little hinge cover here that kind of angles the phone up more towards your face though. And then if we open up the kickstand, there you have more of an angle towards your face, which is nice. The kickstand is made of plastic, but it does seem pretty solid. It, like I said, it kind of springs open and it stays closed really nice. So it's either open or closed. There's really no in between because it will just close up. This hinge it's bothering me, and I'm pretty sure that it's going to bother you guys as well. It seems to be staying in place when you open and close it. Let's see if it works with wireless charging. Seems to be no issues there. Let's check out the rear camera, make sure everything's working there, and everything seems to be just fine. I don't see anything blocking the camera lenses. I can't really recommend this as a good case because this hinge just flops all over the place. It's got some good features, but it's a very cheap feeling case, and because of this hinge, it's a deal breaker. I would definitely tell you to stay away from this case, and I'm going to give it a thumbs down. I also noticed that it comes with another hinge piece, and this piece does not have the built-in stylus, so let's see how this one reacts with the case. And this one's also pretty bad as well. And there's what it looks like when it's closed up. And it just kind of like sits there. It's not really held in place other than by friction. Let's open up the phone. There's what it looks like all opened up, and we'll close the phone up, and that's what you get. I still wouldn't recommend this case. Here we have another case by MIIMALL. So this case is pretty simple. It's made of all plastic. It looks like it has some kind of carbon fiber over here and maybe some leathery type-ish material on the other side to give it kind of like a cool look. On the inside, it's just some cheap plastic as well as the front part of the case. Clips over the back of the phone just like that, and the front part clips on just as easy. Now there are also no stickers to keep this in place, so just keep that in mind. Doesn't feel bad in the hand. If we look at the side, you can see that there is a slight raised edge all the way around the front of the phone. On the side, we have our cutouts for our volume and power buttons. On the bottom, we also have our cutouts for our ports and speaker and mic. On the top as well, no hinge coverage. On the back, again, you got like that carbon fiber with kind of like the fake leather on the side. There is a very slight raised edge around the camera. Let's open it up. The case looks pretty flush with the inside screen of the phone, so no extra protection there. But the case does seem to stay in place when I open and close the phone, which is definitely good. It's got kind of like a texture on the side, maybe to give it some extra grip. But again, like I said, it feels pretty good in the hand, does not feel slippery. It also doesn't add a lot of extra bulk to the phone. Let's see if it works with wireless charging. Seems to be no problems there. Seems to hold on the phone pretty good. Clips into place. So this isn't a horrible case, it's just a very cheap, simple case. But if you like the look of it, then I'd say go ahead and get it. So I'm going to give this one a thumbs up. Then here we have another pretty cheap, clear plastic case. I'm not really sure what the name of this is, so I'll put it up on the screen right now. All right, so here we have the clear case. It does seem to be a combination of a stiff, like flexible plastic, and on the side it's got this chrome volume knob, which is kind of cool, but it's just a simple case. There is also a sticker on the inner side you need to take out before you put the case on the phone. So we'll put this on the back, and we'll put on our front cover. The front cover is just all plastic. Seems to clip onto the phone pretty good. So you can even tell the difference. Look at the different colors in the plastic. The front part is totally all plastic, and the back is kind of like that transparent rubbery type material. That's kind of weird that they did that. So the case feels pretty good in the hand. It is slightly grippy due to the back being that rubbery type material. As far as the buttons goes, volume button is clicky. It works just fine. If we look at the side here, you can see that there's a slight raised edge all the way around the front of the phone. If we look at the bottom, we can see all of our cutouts. And on the top, on the back here, it's got that nice clear backing to show off the color of your phone. And it looks like it has a very slight raised edge around the camera. Not much protection there. So let's open up the case. Seems to open up just fine. Very nice. Now, interesting enough, this case does seem to have a slight raised edge for your inner screen, which I haven't seen on pretty much any of the other cases that I've reviewed. Close it up. Doesn't seem like the case has moved any. Now, very odd. It kind of seems like it doesn't allow the phone to close all the way. As you can see, the phone is slightly open, and you can kind of squish it together. So as you can see, there's a slight gap, and you can kind of press the phone together. Something's not letting it totally close all the way, which is definitely not good. So if I look at the bottom here, it kind of seems like the case is like not designed properly. As you can see, it's kind of sticking up right here, and you can see how much it's sticking off of the phone, which is probably not allowing it to close all the way. See, look at the difference. And it's like that on the other side as well. So you can see how far this side sticks out up off the phone. Let's see if it works with wireless charging. And no problems there. So this isn't a bad case, but because it's not designed properly for this phone, maybe something went wrong in the manufacturing, I cannot recommend this case. So because it's not manufactured properly for this phone and it doesn't allow the phone to stay closed all the way, I'm going to tell you to stay away from this case, and I'm going to give it a thumbs down. And here we have the Silicone creation. It's 100% original product, which I guess means that they didn't copy anybody else. And here is the case. It's got a nice hard matte back, which is nice because it doesn't show fingerprints, and it's surrounded by a nice hard rubber. It also has spine protection and a built-in kickstand. So it just clips on the back of our phone, put on the front piece. So there it is on the phone. It does feel pretty nice in the hand. It's not grippy and it's not slippery. It's got like a nice smooth rubbery type feel to it. If we look from the side, as you can see, it does have a nice raised edge on the front of the case. There is our spine protection. It's got some nice texture on the side. We have our cutouts on the bottom here and on the top. On the side, we do have a cutout for our power button, but our volume buttons are covered. See how clicky they are? They are clicky, maybe a little too firm, but they do work. All right, so let's open up the case. Opens pretty nice. This case seems to have a very slight raised edge, again, around the inner portion of the screen. Close up our phone, open it up. The case seems to stay in place. On the back of the phone, again, we have that nice clear matte look to it, and there is a slight raised edge around the camera for extra protection, and we have our kickstand. Now this is a metal kickstand, and it's held in place by a magnet as well, so it can be held up like this, or you can lay it down in landscape mode. So the kickstand does not work when the phone is opened. If I try to hold it up like this, it kind of leans to one side and almost wants to fall over. If I put it down like this, it also falls over to its back, and then you can't put it this way because that's how it closes. So this kickstand is only good for when the phone is closed. So let's see if it works with wireless charging. And it does. So this isn't a horrible case, but it's not one I would probably recommend for two reasons. One, if you look at the hinge, it's just not very well positioned. It could have been better. Not the best manufacturing. And two, why would you make a kickstand that only works with the phone when it's closed? Why couldn't you make it to where it was functional when the phone was open? It's kind of pointless to me. So again, I would probably tell you to stay away from this case, and I'm going to give it a thumbs down. So here I have two cases that are exactly the same, but they have two different manufacturers. I have no doubt that they're the same original manufacturer, but they're selling with two different names. One is KUGEW and one is VITODO. But I'm going to do this review for both of them since they're exactly the same, just different colors. So this is a pretty cheap plasticky type feeling case on the inside. It does have a sticker, and on the back it has a leather type of material with a MagSafe ring and a metal kickstand, which is pretty nice. So it clips onto our phone very easily. Feels pretty good in the hand. Again, there's no rubber on the sides or the front portion of the case. It's just a cheap plastic. It does have a cutout for our volume and power buttons on the side. On the top, we have our cutouts for a speaker and mic. On the bottom, we also have the same cutouts except with a charging port. There's no spine coverage. If we look at the side, you can see there is a slight raised edge around the front of the phone. And on the back, it's all covered in a leathery type material. It's got the MagSafe ring for MagSafe accessories, a metal kickstand, which is pretty nice, and there's a slight raised edge towards the bottom of the camera because of the bulk from the leather. Let's open it up. Opens up pretty good. The case seems to be pretty flush with the inside portion of the screen, so no protection there. So now let's open up our kickstand and see if it can stand while the phone is open. Seems to stand up just fine, which is nice. Close the phone. The phone can still stand up in portrait, or you can lay it down in landscape mode. So that's nice. And it's not flimsy either. It's an all metal design, and it seems to pretty much stay no matter where you put it. And then it just clips back down into place. Now here again, we have that MagSafe ring. I've got a MagSafe power bank, so we'll put it on the back and we'll turn it on. And it starts to charge your phone. And that magnet seems to be pretty strong as well. So not a bad case at all. I like the features that it has. The only thing that it doesn't have going for it is a premium feel. It's, like I said, it's made of all cheap kind of plastic. The only nice portion is on the back of the case. Now let's see if it works with regular wireless charging. And it seems to work perfectly fine. And then here's that same case, but in white. So if you can look past the cheap plasticky feel of the case, but look at the functionality, I would definitely recommend them, and I'm going to give them a thumbs up. And then here we have a Fashion Pro case. I'll put the name of the case if it's different up on the screen right now. So here we have a very interesting looking case. It looks to have carbon fiber all the way around the phone, which is really nice. I also liked the way that it looks and the two-tone, and it has a MagSafe ring as well. It's super thin and it's super light as well. So if you like the minimalistic look, this is definitely one you might want to take a look at. Let's put it on the phone. Clips into place very easily. All right, that is really cool looking actually. Feels really nice in the hand. It's nice and smooth. It's not slippery. We have our cutouts for our volume and power button on the side. If we look from the side of the phone, you can see it does have a slight raised edge on the front of the case. No hinge protection. We have our cutouts on the bottom of the phone as well as the top. And on the back, it's got that nice smooth feel again with our MagSafe ring. And it does seem to have a slight raised edge around the camera as well. Let's open it up. It seems to be pretty much flush with the inner screen, so not much protection there. But it does keep the phone nice and slim and offer some protection. As you can see, the phone isn't much thicker with the case on it. Let's try out our MagSafe power bank. Clips and holds into place. We'll turn it on. And our phone starts to charge. It's got a pretty good magnet on the back as well. Does it work with wireless charging? Let's find out. Yeah, no problems there either. I must say, I'm pleasantly surprised with this case. I wasn't expecting this. Looks really nice, feels really good, keeps the phone nice and slim, has MagSafe capabilities, and everything that's important is covered except for the spine. I really like this case. So if you're looking for a minimalist case that looks pretty good, offers MagSafe compatibility, and keeps your phone protected and slim, I would definitely recommend this case, and I'm going to give it a thumbs up. Then here we have a case by Kaka. That's right, Kaka. Alright, so maybe I can't knock this case for the name. It does have a very solid built-in screen protector, which is nice. On the back here, it does have a kickstand that is made of metal. It also has a kind of like a leathery type material on the back. It's kind of textured. I'm sure it's not leather, but it kind of feels like it. On the inside, it's got a nice soft fabric as well to keep your phone from getting all scratched up. Not too bad. Let's put it on our phone. Now before we put our screen protector on, you want to make sure that you clean your screen off really well. Then peel off the inner protector. Clips into place. Then we'll remove the front protector. Feels pretty good in the hand. It's got a nice smooth rubbery type feel to it. It's not grippy, but it's not slippery either. If we look at it from the side, we can see that it does have a slight raised edge around the front of the phone. And again, it's got that built-in protector, which is nice. Seems to work perfectly fine. No issues with touch there. The one thing I will say is when you're running your finger over the screen, it's got kind of resistance to it. It's not anywhere near as smooth as the glass on the phone. If we look at the side, we have our cutouts for our volume and power button. Cutouts on the bottom and the top, no spine protection. On the back, again, it's got kind of like that leathery feel to it. It's got a metal kickstand, which seems to stay in pretty much any place you put it, which is nice. And an ever so slight edge around the camera. So let's see how good the kickstand works. Works in landscape. Lay down in portrait. You can't put it the other way because it'll close. Let's open up the phone. Opens up pretty nice. The case is pretty much flush with the screen on the inside, so no protection there. Let's try to stand the phone up here. Phone stands up perfectly fine with that kickstand. Very nice. See what other orientations we can put it in. And you can kind of lay it down like this as well. So the kickstand does have some good functionality, which is nice. Let's close up the phone. The case does seem to stay in place. The front portion of the protector is a little questionable when it's holding onto the phone. It doesn't seem to clip into place. It's kind of like holding in place. There is a little sticker that you can put down to help it stay in place. But again, it doesn't like clip on. It just kind of like pushes over the phone. So that may be a point of failure at some point, just something to keep in mind. But the case does open and close perfectly fine, does not move. Let's see if it works with wireless charging. And it does. Not too bad. I like the fact that it does have a functional kickstand, open and closed. It's got kind of like this leathery type material. Feels nice in the hand. Comes with a very nice built-in screen protector. So I'm going to recommend this case and I'm going to give it a thumbs up. Then here we have a very slim case by Ruky. And here is the case. It is very simple, but it does have a built-in screen protector, which is pretty nice. As you can see, the back is pretty thin and it's just made of like a matte plastic material. Clips on the back of our phone, just like that. Again, you want to make sure you clean off the screen of your phone really well. Then we'll peel off the inside. Then we'll put this on our phone. And we'll peel off the protector. Alright, so the phone feels pretty nice in the hand. It's got a nice soft rubbery type feel to it. It's not super thick. If we look at the side, as you can see, it does have a slight raised edge on the front of the case. No hinge protection. We do have cutouts for our volume and power buttons. We have cutouts on the bottom and the top. On the back, it's got a nice smooth silicone feel to it, and it has a ever so slight edge around the camera. So let's open up the case. Seems to stay in place. It looks like it's pretty much flush with the inside of the screen. There might be a very slight raised edge if there is any. Close it up. Closes up really nice. The case does not seem to move. Let's see if it works with wireless charging. No issues there. Let's try out the touch. Nothing wrong with Face ID, and touch seems to work just fine. And I will tell you, there is a resistance when you're running your finger across the screen. It's not nearly as smooth as the glass on the phone, but it is nice and clear. So not too bad. Another inexpensive minimal case, but it does have that nice soft feel to it, which is nice. Seems to stay in place when you open and close the phone, which is nice. Works with wireless charging, and it's got the built-in screen protector. So if you're looking for a simple case that's going to offer some pretty good protection, I would definitely recommend this case, and I'm going to give it a thumbs up. So here we have the Casemate Tough Clear Plus. So this seems to be a all-in-one case. It does cover the spine and everything is connected. It's got a hard plastic back, kind of surrounded by a hard rubbery type material. Kind of just press it into place, just like that. So first impressions, kind of feels cheap. It creaks a lot, which doesn't instill a lot of confidence, but it doesn't feel slippery in the hand. It does feel grippy. If we look at the side here, as you can see, there is a nice raised edge all the way around the phone. It is rather blocky, as you can see right there. It kind of makes the phone almost look like a brick, which is not aesthetically pleasing as far as I'm concerned. If we look at the side here, we do have our separated volume buttons and our cutout for our power button, and we have that inner texture on the side of the case itself. You can't feel it, but you can see that. It does seem to have reinforcement in the edges in case you happen to drop your phone. Your spine is also protected. We have our cutouts on the bottom and on the top as well. And on the back, you have a nice clear backing to show off the color of your phone. We also do have a slight raised edge around the camera as well. Let's open it up. It makes a kind of like a weird crunchy noise when you open it up because of the spine cover. It does kind of move and pull out from the phone. It does seem to be pretty flush with the inner screen as well, so not much protection there. Let's close it up. Listen. That doesn't sound too good to me, but it sounds like it's rubbing against the case itself. But the case does not seem to move when you open and close it. Let's see how it works with wireless charging. Seems to work perfectly fine. As far as buttons goes, they are nice and clicky and they work very well. Not bad. Now as far as the case just in general, I don't like this. Like look at how cheap that looks. The spine cover just kind of like wobbles back and forth. And the way that the case sounds when you open it up, it just, I don't know, it seems very cheap and flimsy to me. If it were up to me, I would definitely tell you to stay away from this case, and I'm going to give it a thumbs down. If you found the video useful and you really enjoyed it, it would definitely help out the channel if you gave me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Now that we've gone through all of the cases, it's time for me to give you my personal recommendations based on 5 different categories. The first category is going to be the best minimalist case. The second category is going to be the best case that's going to give you good protection while still maintaining a somewhat slim form factor. The third category is going to be the best drop protection possible. The fourth category is the best card holder case. And the fifth category is going to be the best kickstand case. Now for the best minimalist case, I would definitely recommend the Pitaka MagEZ Case 3. Not only is it super thin, but it's really light and super strong. It covers pretty much all of the important parts of the phone that you're going to want to protect, and it also includes that MagSafe ring so you can use iPhone's MagSafe accessories. Now, if you want a little more protection than the minimalist case is going to offer you while still keeping your phone somewhat thin, I would definitely recommend the Spigen ThinFit. It's not super thin and it's not really thick. It's kind of somewhere in the middle, and it's going to give your phone some better drop protection. Feels really nice in the hand, and it looks good on the phone. Now it's kind of a toss-up for the case with the best drop protection between the Whitestone Dome Escudo and the Spigen Slim Armor Pro. Now the Whitestone Dome does edge out the Spigen because it offers a kickstand and a built-in screen protector, so you get everything you need right in this one case. Whereas the Spigen does offer you some really good drop protection, but it doesn't have a built-in screen protector or a kickstand. These are both bulkier cases, but again, if you're looking for the case for the absolute best drop protection, these two I believe are the best cases. So if you're looking for the best card holder case, and I only reviewed one of them, that's the VRS Design ModernGO. Not only is it going to give you some good drop protection, but it has a card holder that can hold up to 4 different cards. It also looks really cool with its 2-tone colors. And if you're looking for the best kickstand case, I would recommend the Poetic Guardian. Not only will this case give you some pretty good drop protection, but it's also stylish as well, and it's got a really long kickstand that will work when the phone is open or closed. If you guys stuck with me this far, thank you so much for all your support, and if there was a case that I missed in this video that you'd like to see in future videos, let me know in the comments below. I'd also really like to know what your favorite case was from this video and why you chose that case. And don't forget to check out my best and worst screen protectors video, which I'll have up on the screen right now. Thank you guys again so much for all your support. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.